Okay, today we're going to learn Halacha Erev Tisha B'Av. I spoke to somebody regarding biting on a full hard-boiled egg. Some people don't do that. They break the egg first before they eat it. They don't bite on a full hard-boiled egg because it says derech aveilim, and they don't want to do that. And some say, many, even Talmidei Chachamim, that they never saw such a thing, they never heard of such a thing, and they're not makpid on it. So let me first start with those which has never heard of it. They are right. It doesn't say anywhere clearly in Shas and Poskim, don't bite on a hard-boiled egg. It doesn't say such a thing. However, I'm going to now bring a little bit raya reference. There's a minhag of many people that don't, like I said, they don't bite into a hard-boiled egg because it's minhag aveilim. I'm going to a little bit bring some rayas to it. Hey, it's brought in Shulchan Aruch and Siman Kuf Samech Zayin Halacha Yudches. Haboitzeya, talking about somebody making making brocha hamoitzi, and he shares with his hamoitzi with others. There's many people participating at the table. Haboitzeya noisan pruso lifnei kol echad. He cuts the hamoitzi and he give in front of every person the hamoitzi, the piece of bread. Echad noitel pruso b'yoday, and everybody takes one piece of bread to himself. And it says the boitzeya, the one does the hamoitzi, it doesn't give the hamoitzi to the hand of anybody at the table, unless, God forbid, the person is an oval. Then you give it to his hands.
Otherwise you put it on the table.
Otherwise you put it on the table, everybody takes it. And the Ramah brings over there, because there's a posuk, and all this already from the Rishonim that just summarize the halacha of it as usual, the Mechaber and the Ramah, because it says a posuk in Eicho, Porso Tzion Beyodeya. The remez leprusas hamoitish and listen beyodoy b'shas aveilus. It's a remez in a posuk in Eicho, Porso Tzion Beyodeya, meaning the ovel law lane who opens his hands, and people give him the piece of the hamoitzi in his hands. So since we don't want to chalila v'chaz be similar to the oval, that's why we don't give the hamoitzi into their hands. We put it in the front of them, and that's what the Mishnah Brura brings from the name of the Eliyah Rabbo. Mashma the enroi lasas ken k'shen ovel the lo litra mazola. That's the lotion of the Eliyah Rabbo. We don't want chaz v'sholem to hurt the mazel of the recipient. You're going to give it hamoitzi in his hands. Chaz v'sholem, it's like a bad simon you're giving him. We don't want that, so that's why hamoitzi we don't give to anybody's hand. We'll put it on the table. Everybody takes his piece. So similarly, we could say, since there is an inyan for not to be similar to the oval, we don't give the hamoitzi to somebody's hand. Same thing, there is an inyan not to bite on the egg, because the inyan of eating a full egg, it's an inyan of oval. Now, where we see that, so there's a Gemara in Bava Basra, Daf Tezayin Amud Beis. The Gemara says like this: Tana Oisa Yom Niftar Avram Avinu v'Osa Yaakov Avinu Tavshul Shel Adoshim. Talking about the day that Avram Avinu passed away, and Yaakov Avinu made Tavshul Shel Adoshim for his father Yitzchak Avinu. Lenachem es Yitzchak Oviv. You should eat from the Tavshul of lentils. That was part of the Nichum Menachem Oval. You're giving the first Su'uda from someone else, and he says, Amr b'ma'arova mishmei derabba bar mori. My adosha zu. Why? My ishnoshal adoshim. Why are you giving him adoshim? He says, Ma adosha zu en lo peh. The adosha has no mouth. And Rashi explains, what the fact the adosha, the lentil, has no mouth? Rashi says, K'mo sheyesh lepoilen u'lashar mine kitnis k'men sedek. Other like the
beans?
other beans, thank you. Other beans, they have a little, you could see a little sign, maybe a little crack on them, so that's not fully closed. Some lentils, they're completely closed, there's no crack on them, you could see there's no mouth to them. It's like the whole thing is sealed. The same thing, the lentil is completely sealed, there's no mouth. Same thing, an oval, like he has no mouth, he has nothing to say, he's sad, he's like imekabel the din. He cannot complain to Hashem, imekabel the din. That's one reason. Then the Gemara says, Dover acher ma adosha zu megulgeles av aveilus megalgeles umechazeres al boy oilam. The adosha is rounded like a wheel. Same thing like the wheel that goes around. Same thing. The aveilus is something that goes around and nobody lives forever. Lo aleinu, it's one time with this family, the other time is another family. It's something. So that's why we're giving adosha to the ovel. It's a shtickle nechama for him. That's the way of life. And now the wheel came to this person. The Gemara says, "My binai." What are the two reasons? If it's because the adosha has no mouth, the lentil has no mouth, or it's like a wheel. The Gemara says, "Ike binai lenechume bebiyei." The nafkamina, if you could do this nichum aveilim, the first suda we're giving to the ovel, you give him eggs. Oh, because by the eggs, it's not like a wheel. The eggs, it has no mouth. There's no cracks over there. There's no mouth. But it's not. If it's because of a wheel, it's something rounded that goes around. Then you give adoshim, you give lentils. If it's because there's no mouth, then you could give eggs to the ovel. And in Hilchas Aveilus, in the Shin Ayin Ches, in Yoredeya, it says like this. Umavrin tchilo bebeitzim o betavshil shel adoshim zecher la'aveilus. If the first suda of the ovel, he gets it from others, that's called sudas havroa, and it says you give him eggs oy tavshil shel adoshim. Or, so mashma clearly the first option is the eggs, giving for the ovel. We're going to see something more clearer about this. It's the levush, and the shach adds over here beveitzim, and he says she'en lahem peh kmo ovel shen lo peh. He brings that the lotion of the Gemara because the eggs has no mouth, meaning it's completely sealed, but not because of the wheel. That was the first reason of the adoshim. Like I said, from the mechaber mashma, either, but the levush is a lot more clearer about this. The levush said, when you bring this whole Gemara, what we just mentioned, at the end he says, the kaimalon kalishna basra. The lishna kama, it was the adoshim, the lishna basra, it was the eggs, and he pasken the halacha mainly, the sudas avro for the ovel mainly, it's the egg. So the emes is today also people give eggs, and they don't give usually lentils to the ovel. So since with the ovel you're going to give him a full egg, because otherwise the whole idea is because the egg has no mouth, has no opening. That's why you give a full egg, and that's how he eats it. Memela, people don't want to eat the egg also full egg bite on it like the ovel chaz v'sholem, like by the amoitzi. The litram, I don't know what the simon of aveilus, so we eat the eggs, but like we eat amoitzi, but we don't do it. We try to make a difference. The same thing, the similar halacha law. If somebody goes to the cemetery and they put the hand on the stone, the halacha says they put the left hand. Usually we do shalom aleichem with the right hand. We do a shinui, but we don't want to get used to it. We do a shinui. So all this shinui not to be doima, not to be similar to the oval. So that's one reason. People that don't want to. What? Very good. That's why. That's why you called me, because the year before he was by me, by the Suda Mafsekes, and I told him I forgot all about it. I told him to eat dafke erev Tisha. We should eat the egg, not break it, eat it full, because it's inyan of aveilus though. Okay, so El Choyre, this is the reason of those which just don't want to eat it. Again, it doesn't say clearly in the Gemara, don't buy that, but they want to not be similar to an ovel. Now, you might say, okay, it doesn't say anywhere like this clear. So I have a very nice sefer, it's a Shmiras HaNefesh VaGuf, Shmiras HaGuf VaNefesh, and he brings over here, and his movah, he says like this. He says he brings later down. He says Avenu Divrei Yerushalmi betrumas Maseches Trumas shetzrichen lemichush lemad de bereise chayshinan. Whatever you see in the street, people they have chashash. They say, "We don't want to do this, we don't want to do that way." You have to be careful with that. Yeah, tzrichen lemichush. You have to be careful with that. Then he brings Shalosh Heishiv Moshe brings him the Shuvas Harashba. She'en litchas hakabola sheyash שיש ביד נושים זקנות מבני עמנו. If we have some kind of Masorah, Kabbalah, older ladies tell you, oh, that's how we do things. He says you cannot reject this minhag. Mipnei shishim riboy moivsim amarim soisroi. You could bring shishim riboy, 600,000 proofs against this minhag. No, we keep the minhag. Meaning, if people, and a lot of people have this minhag, not to egg not to bite on the egg, as I said, they break it first. From here we see.
I think Pasha, the bite a zach, a ganze zach, you're not supposed to. I mean, it does not derech.
Oh, very good. I'm impressed, Ezakiel. Then there is another Inyan. Why? It's nothing to do with Aveilus. Very good. There's another Inyan. That's one Inyan because of Aveilus, and you can't say, I don't say anywhere. Okay, you don't want to do it. I'm not judgmental. Those who just don't care for it, but those people who just do it, the yesh a big smach. Why they do that? Not to be similar to the oval. Then there's another reason, without nothing to do with an oval. Mitzad like Rabbi Zakhl says, derech eretz. The Tur brings from Maseches derech eretz. The Tur brings like this: Lo yechal odom pruso kebeya v'im ochal rezer avton. It says when you take a bread, it says don't eat a bread the size of kabeya, which is 2 ounces. Yeah. By the way, we're talking about a beya, real beya. Yeah. Why? Because it looks like you're afton, you're hungry. Like you have to eat with the derech. Don't jump on the food. And the Beis Yosef brings over here, says lo yoichal. He says the Beis Yosef says, and everybody masking with the Beis Yosef, and he will soon say the Bach adds another pirush, which is both nageh to us. The Beis Yosef says like this. Lo ye'echos prusa kabeyo beyoda b'pam achas. Don't hold in your hand a piece of bread that's 2 ounces in one shot. And by the way, 2 ounces we do just to have an idea today. 2 machine matzahs are 2 ounces. Each machine is 1 ounce. 1 slice of bread, be'erech, it's 1 ounce. Two slices of bread, be'erech, be'erech, it's like 2 ounces.
Would that be an issue with a sandwich and holding a sandwich?
I'm going to get there too. Very good point. I'm going to get there too. So it says over here, if you do that, looks like you're coming to the table too hungry. Like I said, you have to be more royalty, more derech by the table. And he says, So it says not the pshat. I'm not going to eat a full kabeya in my mouth, but I'm going to take it, break it, or bite some small pieces and eat. No, even you're holding a full kabeya. Very good. So shaila will be on all the challah rolls or eating a pizza. That's the only way people eat pizza. Eating a falafel with a pita. That's the way you eat it. It looks l'choyre. It's ra'avta. So it's like this. Also, I have another raya l'choyre. It says by Hilchas Pesach that Hillel can also heal a lazoket. What did he do? He did a sandwich with this matzah with the korban Pesach. That definitely was more than kabeya. The korban Pesach was there, the matzah was there, and the morer was there. Obviously, there's a place that you have to do that. The bar mitzvah, like that's the derech to eat the pizza, to eat the falafel. But with the by the way, by Shabbos it says since it's a mitzvah, so that's mitzvah you could do even more than kabeya, the prus, or you could hold the bulkas. Yet it's known you're doing it for the mitzvah, for the shleima. But if it's not that reason of mitzvah, you have to do it. Or that's the derech to eat. Mashma, you don't take a big piece. Starting the egg is the big piece. The whole it's mashma. It's derech rav tonus. That's why it's another reason why they cut the egg in half and hold it. That's more menschlich rather than the holding a big egg. And if you're gonna tell me, I'm not gonna eat the whole. If you're gonna eat the whole thing, that's what the pirush of the Bach. If you eat the whole thing, that's really something. What do you do with the full egg? If you eat the whole thing in one shot, that's definitely according to Bach Ra'avton. And if you take a piece of it according to Mechaber, it's also Ra'avton, because even you take piece by piece from what you're holding a kabeya, you have to hold smaller pieces. Okay, so then it's like this. And if you're going to tell me, let's say you're going to the pirush of the Bach, I'm not eating the whole thing. I'm just biting a small piece. I'm going to eat it piece by piece. There's another halacha in Kuf. By the way, I'm reading from Kuf Ayin in the Tur, and that's the other halacha. V'lo yishach prusa v'yanichen al gav ve'ashulchan Al gabe akairo. It says by the bread also when we eat, it's better to cut little pieces, put in your mouth, than bite on it. Again, when there is no choice, like pizza, like falafel, okay. Some people, by the way, they won't do that either. But over there, I understand that's the way. There's no other way to eat this. But a bread, he says you should cut a piece and eat it, and don't bite on it and leave it at the table, or because it's most to people. It's not the geschmack for them to see this. Same thing on a food. If you're gonna take the egg and bite and then put it out, people could despise people. It's not. So Memela mitzad derech eretz also there's an inyan to cut the egg, like you cut a piece of bread and put it in your mouth. You don't bite on it and put the front of the piece of bread and then eat it. So there's two inyanim again. Summarizing. Somebody says don't want to care for it, fine. Doesn't say anywhere don't bite on a full egg. But if somebody care for it for this meaning, like I said, there's a big source for this meaning. A, you don't want to look at derech aveilim like by a moitzi, not to give it to his hands. B, mitzad derech eretz. A, you don't want to hold a whole beya in your hand. You want to do half. And definitely you don't want to bite or eat the whole thing. Both of them are wrong. Memela, those people which is careful with that meaning, yesh lehem definitely al masha yismochu, yesh lehem moker. It's not stam b'maises.